suspicious activities and call 911 for immediate response. Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident. Shelter in an underground area or in the middle of a large...
From the first public radio broadcast on 13th of January 1910 of a live performance at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City, to free-to-air TV now, we have put our trust into those people that are running these transmissions, whether it's an entire news crew delivering the daily news, or the radio playing the 10 latest pop tracks on repeat. We have a certain amount of faith that they know what they're doing and that they have top-notch security. On occasion, these transmissions have been interrupted. We've either heard or seen something we weren't meant to. For the most part, these are harmless little pranks that have managed to captivate an entire nation. But these interruptions have the potential to cause widespread panic, especially in today's society. Today, we'll be taking a look at just a few of these innocent broadcast interruptions. On the 26th of November 1977, Andrew Gardner was doing the same thing he always did at 5 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, simply reading the news on Southern television in the southern parts of England. Suddenly, the broadcast was interrupted. Someone had hijacked the signal. The intruder spoke in a distorted voice, and viewers watching the broadcast at the time described the image on their television screens as being replaced by a strange pattern of wavy lines. The intruder, who called himself Vrillin, claimed to be a representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, an extraterrestrial organization that was allegedly monitoring human activity on Earth. The interruption caused panic and confusion among viewers, who were unsure whether the message was a hoax or a genuine attempt at communication from an extraterrestrial intelligence. The incident received widespread media coverage, and the Southern Television Company was criticised for their lack of security measures. With many broadcast interruptions being obvious pranks, an attempt at obscenity or protest of some form, Vrillin was played more straight and had a message behind it. No one has ever come forward to take responsibility, and this may have helped this reach its infamy. The message behind this was simple, and still applies to this day. For humanity to leave behind our warlike ways and embrace a more peaceful way of living before it's too late. The station apologised for the brief interruption, stating it was a breakthrough in sound, but the Sunday newspapers would happily take advantage of the entire situation, spreading fear and panic through the community of an imminent alien invasion.
DC nationalist leader Bishop Abel Muzorewa has accepted Mr. Smith's offer to negotiate an internal settlement based on one man, one vote. But, he says, there are conditions. These include stopping the execution of all captured prisoners of war, allowing Gibbons to take part in negotiations. In Australia, Mr. Kerry Packer's cricketers are still pleading the right yesterday's High Court decision, which lifts the ban on them playing test matches.
This is the voice of Allah, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights and as heroes. We speak to you now to tell us as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world and the beings on other worlds around you. This is in order that you may share in great awakening as the planet passes into the new age of Aquarius. The new age will find great peace and liberation in your race, but only your rulers are made available to you, and cannot carry their journeys. Be still now, and listen, for your chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. The time for conflict is now past, and the race of which you are a part may proceed to the higher stages of its evolution, if you show yourselves worthy to do this. You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet are learning this, and exist to pass on the light of the dawning new age to you all. You are free to accept the protection
Many go as wide as this. Then they run out.
Here now, the voice of Rillon, representative of the XIII Galactic Command, speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false habits and guides of people operating on your world. They will suck your energy from you, the energy you call money, and will put it to evil ends, giving you worthless loss in return. But your divine self protect you from this. You must learn to be sensitive to the voice within you, that can bring nothing to you and learn to listen to the voice within. It's such a lead yourself. This is our message.
I really appreciate that we can I insist so delicious, full of only really choice ingredients. I can Cats have 9 lives.
Have no fears. Keep on to know yourselves and discover with the race of your planet. The XIII Galactic Command takes your attention. We are just leaving stage of your existence. May you be blessed by the supreme love and beautiful.
We understand that viewers in some parts of the region are receiving a breakthrough in sound. We're sorry about this, and we're doing our best to rectify the fault. Finally, back home, engineers are trying to trace the source of what they call a rogue transmission, which lasted about 6 minutes during ITN's early evening news bulletin. It affected viewers in the Berkshire and Hampshire areas served by the Hannington transmitter. They heard a voice which cut across what I was reading. The voice said, "Earthlings, lay down your arms. This is a message from outer space." Well, thousands of viewers later phoned Southern Television, the police, and ITN here. A spokesman for the Independent Broadcasting Authority said, "This is the first incident of its kind in Britain." Winchester police said some people were frightened by the hoax message. They said they sent an officer to calm down one woman. Well, I hope nothing's interrupted this bulletin wherever you are this evening. From all of us here, good night.
The Captain Midnight broadcast hack is another infamous example of broadcast hijacking that took place on April 27, 1986. At the time, the HBO network was a relatively new and rapidly growing cable television provider, and it relied on satellite technology to transmit its programming to cable providers across the United States. On that fateful night in April, HBO was airing a movie called The Falcon and the Snowman when its signal was interrupted by a message from a mysterious individual calling themselves Captain Midnight. The message was short but powerful, displaying a simple block of text that read,
"Good evening HBO, from Captain Midnight. $12.95 per month? No way. Showtime, movie channel, beware."
The channel was clearly a protest against HBO's decision to scramble its signal and charge a fee for access to its programming. At the time, HBO was one of the only cable providers offering exclusive movies and original programming, and its decision to charge a premium for access was seen as a major blow to cable providers and their customers. The hack itself was carried out using a small satellite dish and a powerful transmitter, allowing the hijacker to overpower HBO's signal and insert the message into the broadcast. The incident caused a nationwide sensation and sparked an immediate investigation by the Federal Communications Commission, which eventually traced the signal to a Florida-based satellite communications company called Central Florida Teleport. The man behind the hack was eventually identified as John R. McDougal, an electronics expert and former employee of Central Florida Teleport. McDougal was charged with multiple federal offences and faced a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine and 1 year of probation. The Max Headroom incident, also known as the Max Headroom hack, was a signal hijacking incident that occurred on November 22, 1987 in Chicago, Illinois. The incident is one of the most famous examples of signal hijacking in television broadcast history. The incident began during the 9 p.m. news on WGN-TV, a Chicago television station. The program was interrupted by a video featuring a man wearing a Max Headroom mask and sunglasses with a background that appeared to be a sheet of corrugated iron, designed to resemble the original Max Headroom background. The first interruption had no sound and quickly returned to the sports section of the news, much to the bewilderment of the presenters.
Sean got a good break on it. Fortunate enough, we scored.
Then they scored again at the Lions 31. Wayne Larrabee called it like this on WGN Radio.
2-yard line, and McMahon back to throw. Dumps it over the middle. Wide open McKinnon. Cutting left to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown!
McMahon and McKinnon, 14-0 Bears. Then the defense, which hadn't put up a sack in 12 quarters, finally did. Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I. Actually, the computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild. So what we're going to do is start over from the top with the Bears and tell you once again about the 30-10 victory they had over Detroit today out at Soldier Field. We'll show you from the top and show you again the change that they made today on defense with Maurice Douglas as the nickel back. He made a great play, one of his first chances, and scores 2-1. So the Hawks need a comeback tonight out at the stadium.
Okay, Dan. Very good.
A lot of good sports action today, huh?
Twice, some of it.
Yeah, that's right. Boom. You liked it so much that you really planned that, didn't you?
Sure I did.
Okay, well, Dan.
A few hours later, during the Doctor Who episode Horror of Fang Rock, the broadcast was hacked once again, this time with audio and for much longer. The hijacker began to speak in a distorted robotic voice and bounced around on the screen. The hijacker made several bizarre and surreal statements and hummed the theme song to the TV show Clutch Cargo. He then removed his pants and had someone off screen spank him with a fly swatter before returning to the Doctor Who episode. The video ended after approximately 90 seconds and the regular programming resumed. The incident caused widespread confusion and outrage among viewers, many of whom were shocked by the bizarre and surreal nature of the hijacking. Despite extensive investigations by the FBI and local law enforcement, the identity of the hijacker remains unknown.
You should talk often with the old ones of your tribe. That is the only way to learn. I'll get you a hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothing.
Because he's a freaking nerd. I think I'm better than Chuck Swirsky. Freaking my food. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. That's the way. Your love is fading. I still see the X. Oh, my piles. Oh, I just made a giant masterpiece for all the greatest world newspaper nerds. My brother is wearing the other one. But it's dirty. It's got footprints on it. Oh, where do I go? They're coming to get me.
As far as I can tell, a massive electric shock. He died instantly.
The generator? Were you always so careful?
In the years since the Max Headroom incident, signal hijackings have become less common as broadcasting systems have improved their security measures. However, the incident remains a notable example of the potential risks of broadcasting and the importance of maintaining the integrity and security of communication systems. As we've seen, signal hijackings and interruptions can have a significant impact on the broadcast industry and on the audiences that rely on it for news and entertainment. While many of these incidents have been harmless or even humorous, they can also have serious consequences, such as causing widespread panic, compromising the integrity of communication systems, or even putting lives at risk. As technology continues to evolve and broadcasting systems become more complex, it's essential that we remain vigilant against the threat of signal hijackings and take steps to ensure the security and integrity of our communication systems.